Hello friends, in our today's this video, we will discuss about the Rule 144 of the General Financial Rule. This rule is a very important rule of the General Financial Rule, GFR 2017, and it deals with the principles of the public procurement. When you are dealing with the public procurement, so what are the principal rule regulations which you have to keep in mind and which you have to apply in your daily working? So those rules are stipulated, and if you follow these all rules, there will not be any problem to you, any audit, vigilance, or such type of no issue you will face. So in this video, we will try to discuss that what are those rules and what are those principles. So you must apply them in all your procurement without wasting your time. This video is regarding the Rule 144 of the General Financial Rule. In this Rule 144 of the GFR, the fundamental principle of public buying are being mentioned. These are the principles which everybody should follow who is involved in the procurement chain and sanctioning at whatever stage, who are the official working in this. So they should always follow this principle of public buying. If one is following this principle of public buying, then there will not be any problem to anyone and the things will be smooth. No audit, no business, no other type of issue. So it is mentioned there that every authority which is delegated with the financial power related to the procurement in public interest shall have the responsibility and accountability in their actions, whatever they do in the public procurement, to bring the efficiency, economy, and transparency in the matter relating to public procurement. So just see here that the efficiency, economy, and transparency, these are emphasized words in the principle of public buying, because this make it check and balance, and we should give a fair and equitable treatment of every bidder in the procurement activities so that the competition is promoted. If there is an element of competition in the procurement activities or tender document or whatever process, there are high chances that you will get a best price and best value for money. And we should give equal and fair treatment to every bidder, because our constitution provision it. It is mentioned in the constitution that every bidder has a right to do business in India. And it is the accountability of the authority that we should provide all these to the related bidders in procurement process. We will see here that how these principles of public buying will be followed, or what are the yardsticks. You can see that the description of the subject matter of procurement, to the extent practicable, should be objective. It should be objective, clearly defined, and on functional basis, generic and measurable, and specify technical, qualitative, fund performance characteristics. So whatever specification you are mentioning for the good, it should be measurable. It should not be in such a way that it is not measurable. And objective, it should not be subjective, but specify your technical and functional requirement and performance characteristics in a clear way so that the bidder can understand the specification carefully and he can offer you the best product. Not indicate of a requirement of a particular trademark or trade name. As a public buyer, you should be neutral regarding any brand. So don't make any particular trademark or trade name in the specification. And if there are unavoidable situations that due to some qualitative parameters, you need to mention those trade name or brand name. So always mention the substantially equivalent word. Otherwise, if you will not do this, you will be facing the complaints after publication of the tender. And the specification in terms of quality, type, and quantity also, it should be clearly spelled out in the specification. And it should meet the basic need of the organization without including superfluous and non-essential features, which will result in unwarranted expenditure. If you include any non-essential feature in the specification, it may warrant you unnecessary expenditure and you will not be using that particular feature. So always keep this closure in your mind. And wherever applicable, the technical specification shall, to the extent practicable, should be based on National Technical Standard. In India, these are the BIS, Bureau of Indian Standard. So always follow your country's the National Technical Standard. And wherever these standards are not exist, you can follow the international standard to the extent practicable. Where such standard exist, provided that the procuring entity may, for results to be recorded in writing, adopt any other technical specifications. In cases of Government of India fund project abroad, the technical specification may be framed based on requirement of standards of host beneficiary government. So in those cases, adopt those technical specifications as per the agreement of funding agency agreement. And due care should be given to avoid purchasing quantity in excess. Whatever requirement you have, you just buy quantity for those. Just plan your requirement and buy quantity accordingly. Don't buy quantity in excess. Otherwise, it will block your working capital and it will take the inventory space in your stores or inventory carrying cost. And there are chances for loss of inventory due to hazardous situation of flame or fire, whatever it is. And the offer should be invited in a fair, transparent, reasonable manner. As a buyer, you should give a fair, transparent, reasonable procedure to the sellers. Always upload the tender on the website of the respective e-procurement portal so that every bidder is having equal information. It should not be like that some vendors having advantageous information, that is not having. So equal treatment you should give. And when you are evaluating the offer, so you should be satisfied as a procuring entity that the requirement is met. Whatever requirement you intended, it is met by that particular product. And the price is reasonable. And there are many ways to establish the price reasonability in the public procurement. If you wish, I can make a detailed video on the price reasonability or how to make price reasonability. Just mention in the comment box. And price is always according to quality required. The quality has a price. Inferior quality will have inferior price and the superior quality will have more price. And when you are taking decisions in the procurement cases, so I will advise you to make clear-cut recommendation in the notes, black and white, so that while examination by audit and vigilance, they may have under what situation you are working and under what situation you took a decision. And a complete schedule of procurement cycle should be published in the tender. The bidder should have a knowledge that this buyer, after opening the tender, will settle the tender in how many days. This will help the bidder also to make their financial costs and planning, etc. And it will help the buyer also that under this time I will conclude my contract. So the efficiency, seller and buyer, that both ways it is obtained. And whatever the plan of procurement for a full year you are going to have, so you should upload it on your website. It is a Government of India instruction. And the Department of Expenditure of Government may impose some restrictions according to the Government of India policy on participation of some sellers from some countries. So just check those provisions also, Make in India land border provision also, and work according to that. I will advise you to go to the land border rule carefully.